The NFL offers Biden all 32 football stadiums as mass COVID vaccination sites. The vaccine will be free, but those $12 hot dogs are rough. There are only 30 NFL stadiums. Los Angeles and New Jersey each have 2 teams. Makes sense. NFL would like vaccinations to go through quicker so they can start raising attendance sooner. When money and social responsibility are aligned, companies go all in. It's a no-brainer. Edit, I just want to mention real fast, I did not want this to sound too sarcastic / negative. As I said in another comment, I think that no matter the intention, good decisions should be celebrated. More focus should go into creating more of these sort of win-win scenarios than into scrutinizing them. Not that I know exactly how to do this. Buffalo Bills fans can celebrate getting their shot by being body slammed through a folding table. Arizona Cardinals State Farm Stadium has been a 24/7 vaccination site since January the 10th. Least they can do considering most were built off taxpayer dollars. What a saintly gesture to offer access to currently unused facilities which were paid for with taxpayers' money. This is great. I also think utilizing abandoned shopping malls would also be a wonderful idea considering the ample parking and the sheer amount of availability across the US, just to 4. How kind of them to let the government use stadiums that taxpayers mostly paid for. Arizona Stadium in Glendale is already doing this. I got a vaccine there a few weeks ago. Private company offers public use of stadiums built with taxpayer funds. Surely you mean they offer the United States their stadiums. Biden is our elected official acting on our behalf, not an absolute dictator being gifted football stadiums. I don't like news headlines. They make something as innocuous as the NFL allowing the government to use their facilities for public health measures seem like a partisan thing. I at least hope they would have offered this if Trump was re-elected. How generous of them, offering taxpayer-funded and municipally, that's really hard to say, municipally owned stadiums to meet the needs of taxpayers. So magnanimous. Crikey, you're killing me here. How nice of them to offer a building paid for by taxpayers. They should turn it into a tournament to see who can vaccinate the most people the fastest. Then eventually they have the Vaccine Super Bowl where the 2 finalists compete to see who can vaccinate Jenny McCarthy. Due to the massive tax breaks these stadiums usually get, they should be accessed whenever the public needs. Your local tax dollars subsidized those stadiums. There is no reason that they shouldn't be used. Hello, sir, ready to get vaccinated? Great, I'll be helping you today. Now if I could just ask you to take a knee right over here. First the kneeling, now this. The NFL is helping the Democrats destroy America. How nice of him to offer all these stadiums built with public tax dollars. Just PR after they super spread at Super Bowl. You know, this is great. We have all the places to do shots that we need. Problem is we don't have enough shots to give. I'd love to get this stupid shot and get back to normal, except for the fact that the supply is so artificially constrained that I am at the bottom of the list. I find it interesting that the big concern was that people wouldn't be willing to get the shots, and yet here we are where you can't even get a shot. Headline implies that if Trump was still president, they wouldn't have offered their facilities. That means one of 2 things. They didn't offer it to Biden, but to their fellow Americans, in which case CNBC's headline is a lie to prop up Biden as some kind of savior. Or the NFL owners would have let people die if Trump was still president. I vote for number 1. I'm sure the NFL is glad to see the last of Trump. He made a lot of trouble for them when he waded into the Kaepernick kneel. Massachusetts is already using Gillette Stadium, Patriots, and Fenway Park, Red Sox, as vaccination sites. Somebody should get vaccinated, then hide in the stadium until the Super Bowl to get a free seat. That would be nice if we could actually get the amount of vaccines needed. Pay $500k for a Super Bowl ticket, get 2 doses on the house. Use that money to fund other doses. Yes, rich people can jump the line, but they have to pay. They're publicly subsidized stadiums. It's the least they can do. This is a great idea, which means if we are in a zombie movie, it's a terrible idea. Hopefully, we're not. Why didn't they offer the stadiums to Trump when he was running vaccinations? That's interesting, because the NFL doesn't own the Indianapolis stadium, it's owned by the state. I would think the same is true of other stadiums for mostly terrible reasons. Appropriate, since most sports stadiums were subsidized with taxpayer dollars. So cool that NFL is now offering stadiums they don't own after their seasons are done. I'm sure DC media are already writing articles giving Biden full credit for the vaccine rollout. It sucks that they didn't want to be affiliated with helping Trump by doing this during his term. This should have happened much earlier. I hear Qualcomm can definitely do shots soon. Well, yeah, I should hope so. It was taxpayers that built them. Thanks NFL for allowing the taxpayers access to taxpayer funded facilities. So brave, so generous. Should you really have mass sites for vaccinations against a highly contagious virus after warning to stay away from people? Way to add politics to the headlines. Offers Biden, not just offers nation. Offers Biden, but not Trump. NFL doesn't care about people. It's all political. Nice of them to do that for former Vice President Biden, but not President Trump. Since the season's over, this totally works. I remember how helpful the NFL was in winter next fall when you can't decide what to watch on TV. Where's MLB with their stadiums? Do you think they will allow concessions and merch sales, during vaccination time? I see dollars to be earned here, and so does the NFL. Yeah, good luck using Soldier Field in Chicago, outside, and it is currently 10 degrees out. McCormick Place is less than a mile away and completely covered. Also, the states are controlling the vaccine and not the federal government. Well, seeing as how cities helped pay for the construction of the stadiums, it shouldn't have even needed to be offered. Should have been the demand. Now the next question should be, are they receiving funds for this? It's not an act of kindness if you are being paid to do it. Since when does the NFL have the authority to do this? They don't own the stadiums, and only some of the teams do. How in a lot of cases the stadiums are owned by the city nowadays. What's really odd about this article is that the NFL doesn't own most of the stadiums the teams play in. The stadiums are normally taxpayer funded and owned by the city. Reading through the first comments makes me realise how negative people are right now. Thanks NFL, this is nice. I mean, the bottleneck isn't finding places to give the vaccine, is it? It's having enough vaccines and enough people to give them. I don't see how having access to stadiums helps. PSA, it takes 5 weeks for the vaccine to fully build immunity. Don't throw your masks away the day after you get your vaccine. Why wasn't all this done before the freaking vaccine arrived? Why are all these mega sites opening after arrival? They should have figured all this out beforehand, let the public know, and they could have vaccinated so many more without wasting vaccine doses. Considering that most of these stadiums have been financed by the communities that they're in, they better offer them. This is Goodell trying to save face. The vaccine is free, but it still costs you $30 to park. How generous of them to offer stadiums that were all paid for, at least in part, by public money. Especially when the season is over, when they don't need the stadiums at all. Funny, they offer free help, try and make us forget more about how they banned Kaepernick. Correction, there's 32 teams but only 30 stadiums. Rams/Chargers share Sophie and Giants/Jets share MetLife. Carolina's BOA Stadium has been a functioning vaccine clinic for close to 2 weeks. 9,000 vaccinated Wednesday. Now that we've finished making all the money we can for the season, I guess you can use our stadiums to vaccinate the fans. You mean all those stadiums that were built with tax incentives? What a generous prick. Of course they did. Vaccination means stadiums are packed and more money. Nothing in life is free. Now that we made our money and we're done with them, you can use them. Laugh out loud. Okay, none of that is okay. Can they also pay back the money that the local governments gave to them? This is a small sum to pay for subsidised millionaires.